Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. If you're new, my name is Elena. I'm the homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos. Here on the channel, we talk about everything from homeschooling to homemaking, all the things in between. We're going to dive into the makeshift wellness planner that I have going and set it up for the entire month of March, I think. And then I'm going to recap how February went. So if you want to see the setup of this, I will link that video for you in the cards and then hopefully in the description. But this first portion here has what was supposed to be my wellness portion, more of like macro counting, a fitness overview, that kind of thing. So for the month of January, I did start filling it out, but then towards the end, not so much. So in January, it slowed down a little, and then I kind of picked it up towards the end. And then down here, I did end up doing some notes. I kind of did the same for February. My monthly look was not as well. This was actually miscalculation. Weekends are 40% of the week. They're not 40% of the week. My son and I did the math, and I forgot what the number was, but it wasn't 40. It's like a big chunk of your week, but not 40. Anyways, I filled it out. What I wanted it to do was kind of keep track of where my cycle was and just recap how the week, like just a month at a glance, I think is what I'm trying to say. And then I went in, and this first week here, down at the bottom, I wanted to be tracking more things. I wanted to be tracking the amount of water, different things I was tracking. I think I have a setup of this week, so I can go into detail, but this was my habit tracker portion. This was gratefulness. And then this section here was just like notes. And so this first week, not too well. And then the second, third week, we did okay. And then this last week, not as great. And then I went ahead and recapped the last week as well, or the month here. So in February, what happened for the month of February? In February, it was a tougher month for us. And I feel like, it was just a tougher month. There was stuff that happened. I was bloating and I had like stomach aches after everything that I ate, and to the point where I like couldn't do anything for the rest of the day because I would be doubled over in pain, and it just was really tough to kind of figure out what was going on. There was a lot more stress also that happened. Just things were shifting and moving in our little family, and I guess just a lot. And so going into March, and I did talk about this in our goals video, I want to first continue researching what was happening with my body, and if it was just I don't know. So I started researching, taking a lot of things, upping my probiotics, and then having some enzymes, just a lot of different things. If you want to know more about that journey, maybe I'll tell you when I find out more, because I still feel like I'm right in the middle of it. Thankfully, I am able to eat now. For a while I wasn't. And yeah, just crazy kind of stuff. So this month I want to continue researching and fueling my body and seeing what works and what's upsetting it. And then I want to get back to working out. For the month of February, I am on the Ryse app, and I only did 5 workouts for the entire month of February. And that includes like just taking a walk or something like that. So for March, I'm really trying hard to get back on track for that. So hopefully this journal here will help me track and get back on track. Got too many tracks? I don't know. Let's figure it out together. Okay, so for this month, I put in 3 months at a time, because originally I had wanted to give myself 30 days solid to track macros at a maintenance level and just see, working out, what my body would do. And then so much seemed to topple over. January just turned out to be really tough to get back into the groove of things. It was hit or miss. I wasn't consistent. February was just a super tough month, and here we are in March just trying to figure out health things, what's happening. So I am tracking and like tracking my nutrition just to keep an eye on what my fiber intake is, what I'm eating and how I'm reacting to that, and then where I'm kind of at with macros and calories, because some of those days in February, like it was really super low and not healthy at all. And so I'm just going to kind of track and do my best for this month and see what we come up with. Let's redate March, though. I am using an old, two different, just, this is the whole Franken planner on next level, because pieces and bits from all different kinds of planners, happy planners, but it's working. Okay, redated the month, and this time around I'm going to go ahead and also redate the entire week too. So I won't make you sit through that, but I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to white out here. It says St. Patrick's Day, clearly the 19th it's not. So I'm going to just do some of that, a little bit of cleaning up on the pages here. Okay, so all I've done is, this is the recap page. It's kind of sloppy. I mean, it is, but it'll work for me. It's just, this is not really a show, like this is not a scrapbook memory keeper type thing. This is just for me to learn more about me and help keep me on track. So I went ahead and just used some whiteout and put March over here. It used to say September. I do like putting a verse down for the month here, a pray list. Dates to remember. Maybe if we have some special days, I'll put it down here. And then the notes section I use to kind of recap the month in just notes. And then I went ahead and redated the entire weeks here. Okay, I brought out some skinny washi and just like greens and blues for March. The top portion here I've been using for gratitude, and I like that. And then here I've been using to write down a little bit of how the day went. And then down here is our habit trackers. I'm going to be using the habit trackers a little bit differently, not tracking the same things I was in the last one. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do the headers all in one color and just switch it up maybe weekly. Maybe let's do that. It is going to come out a different color though, because this washi tape is not completely matte. It has a little bit, it's not completely solid. It has a little bit of see-through to it. Ooh, it's old because it's really hard to pull up at first. There we go. If this works out for this month, then I'll go ahead, oop, look at that, and set it up for the next quarter in the year. I think I'm gonna just give it a go this month and see, like I said, if it works, if I'm able to track, and if it's helpful to me. If it's not helpful to me, then I need to let it go and come up with another system, or figure out if it's something, oh my gosh, I want to keep doing. So like I said, this is old washi, and so it is having a hard time pulling up. So maybe we won't do the whole thing. We'll just get the labels covered up. But this is also the year I am doing a very low to no spend planner wise. And so far, we're already into March at the time of filming. So I'm going to have to backtrack these February dates here. Oh, I don't think I'm going to get this pulled up. But so far, I have not spent anything planner wise for new planner material. I have to be honest though, I'm getting really, really close to wanting to buy a different everyday catch-all planner. I'm having a hard time getting that planner to work for me, I think because I'm just so used to what I used last year. And I did try to purchase the same thing to use this year, but I didn't get it purchased in time, and they didn't have the planner setup that I needed. So I went through my stash and found some A5 inserts and kind of mixed and matched again, and that's what we're using, and that's where I think it's a smaller size, and that's where I'm having a hard time figuring out how to use it. But anyways, that's why I'm struggling with this washi tape and just trying to use up what we have, because we have some big savings goals, but also I'm sure like so many others, we're just really feeling the pinch of things, of inflation, and how much things are costing, and trying to make do with what we have. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use this anymore. I just really want to get this last one covered up. So then I think we're gonna have to let this washi tape go. Let's see if that's enough to cover. Okay, and the other thing with this skinny washi is that because it's so old that it kind of has this tack to it from underneath, so hopefully the pages don't stick. They do kind of stick. Can you see that? I'm rubbing off the sticky on the top here. You can see that I did start using this planner before this layout. This is the soap layout from Happy Planner, and I really like it for my fitness pages, and so I was using it already for gratitude, but I never finished that week, so there's already something written down. We'll just leave it for now and see if it works. So I'm going to continue doing the same thing, covering up the best that I can, the labels, so that I can relabel and use it for something else. But I won't make you sit through that. We'll just get it covered, and then I'll show you what's next. Okay, it's all dated, and I went ahead and covered. Once I got one washi tape going, I just did them all this color, and then I ended up going through the entire roll of washi. So yay for finishing something. It does stick, like I said, so maybe next month I won't want to use that skinny washi. We'll see. But for this first week here, I'm gonna go ahead and take these out. I'm going to use down here as a habit tracker, but like I said, I'm gonna be tracking a couple of different things. So you just have mild liner, highlighter here in their grayish color. We're gonna do every other line, and I'm actually gonna do the lines I'm not writing on. And it is okay that it's not perfect. I just want to make it functional at this point for me. Or more, I want to get into it more. I'm using it inconsistently. So another thing too that I want to do is make sure I was doing better I know the weeks that I was doing better at using it and getting into it is when I had it opened to the current week on my desk here, and I was kind of just right before I went to bed writing down what had happened and recapping and using it more like a night journal. So I'm thinking maybe that would be good to leave it out that way and use it in there in the evenings to recap my day or the following morning. So the things, some of the things that I'm going to be tracking is my water intake. So how much water I'm drinking a day, whether or not I worked out. And as you can see, I can't really tell if I want to write on this line, write on the line below it. So I'm kind of squeezing it in for now and seeing how this first week goes. I want to track fiber. I want to track, I'm going to track my calories and maybe my macros. So for that, I'll probably write the calorie amount that I'm eating here, and if I can fit in the major macros, protein, carbs, and fats, I'll put that in there too. I start out really strong tracking it, and then towards the evening, I forget or I don't get back in there. And then a line for self-care. Self-care is a little bit different for me in how I define it. Some days, self-care, like I mentioned before, is just getting into the shower. Some days, it is a mom, like it can be tough to get in there. So some days it's that simple. Some days it is getting to read quietly for 10-15 minutes, or getting outside and just sitting in the morning sun. We've been had a lot of morning sun the past couple of weeks, but you know, that can change. So I'm going to put that down here, and then maybe what we'll do, I was going to write down gratitude notes and habit tracker, but I know what I'm going to do, so I'm not going to jot that down, but I'm going to leave it this way. I also think here, I think maybe a motivational sticker or a focus would be good, a focus for the week, but I'd have to cover this whole little thing, and I don't know if I have blank stickers for that piece. Maybe if it had like boxes, let's see what I have. Okay, so I got a glue stick and I have these little post-it notes. So I think it's not going to fit. That would be cute for what God is saying because it's a little like, but let's put it here. Unless I want to do some kind, no, I don't want to do tracking. Let's see if we have different post-it note. So I took these post-its from the Miss Maker, but I also have this here. I think these are too big. Let's see what else is in here. If I cut off, that'll work. So I'll just put this down for every week for this month. And here I can put what my main focus maybe for the week is. So for instance, if my main focus is to find the joy in small things, that's what I'm going to put right here. If my main focus is to make sure I'm working out this week, I'm going to put that here. If I have one main focus, that drink your water, that's going to go here. But I'm only going to allow myself one main focus for health and wellness wise here. And that way I don't feel like I'm overwhelming myself or trying to, sometimes when you're like a complete overhaul of your life, it can be overwhelming and then you end up doing nothing. So glue this on for each week. Okay, so that is done. We've got, let's go from the beginning maybe. I got the monthly setup going later. Oops. I got the monthly setup going. I just redated it and then took off dates that didn't match. And then we'll come back in later and fill out our cycle in here. And then I also like to just jot maybe one or two things down in here. And then that's like my monthly at a glance recap all at once. And then we're going to be doing some different habit tracking of things down here. I still like having this space to write some notes, gratitude. And then here will just be a focus of the week. This, maybe I'll use it to kind of jot down what I feel like maybe God is saying to me in my quiet time. And it may just take up this whole thing here. So that can be an option for me. I haven't really been utilizing the sidebar here at all. And then I just went ahead and I did the whole entire month, getting it ready. Aside from the habit tracker, I'll need to go in and do that. But I'm going to wait to see. Actually, I probably should go ahead and do next week as well to see if it's working for me or if I want to use that space for something else. So I'll come back in and do that, and then we'll do it for the rest of the week. And then the last page I am using as a recap. I really like that it just has one spot for a verse, and then what I was praying for over the month, just a couple of things, and then just notes overall how I felt the month went. This will be like a recap. Maybe I'll start adding in some pictures or something like that for the month, but for now that's where it's gonna stay. And then if this works out, I will come back in and set up, like I said, for the next quarter in the year. But that's it. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for getting it done and kind of walking through with me the process of doing this. This, you can see, is my garden section. It needs work, one thing at a time. But thanks for hanging out with me. And like I said, getting this done and just prepped as always. If you don't know, or if you just need a reminder, can I please be the one to tell you that you are deeply and truly loved and so, so appreciated. I honestly, truly, really appreciate you taking your time out and spending it here with me. Thank you so much for watching.